For 4 thrilling seasons, Ronnie LeBlanc stood at the forefront of Expedition Bigfoot, captivating audiences with his unique blend of scientific skepticism and open-minded curiosity. His sudden absence in Season 5 left a void that fans still feel today. Now, nearly 2 years later, the full story behind his departure reveals a troubling chapter in cryptozoology, one that speaks to deeper issues within the Bigfoot research community. When Expedition Bigfoot returned for its 5th season in August 2022, viewers immediately noticed something was missing. Ronnie LeBlanc, who had become the show's emotional and intellectual anchor since joining in Season 2, was conspicuously absent. The production offered no explanation, leaving fans to speculate about behind-the-scenes drama or creative differences. The truth, as it turned out, was far more complex and spoke to fundamental issues in the world of cryptid research. LeBlanc's departure wasn't about ratings or contracts. It was a principled stand against what he saw as toxic behavior permeating the Bigfoot community. At the heart of LeBlanc's decision was the treatment of Daniel Lee Barnett, a 15-year-old autistic researcher from the UK. Barnett, who hosted the Mythical Legends podcast and was working on a documentary called My Bigfoot Life, found himself at the center of a firestorm after being accused of falsifying DNA evidence related to a Bigfoot discovery. Rather than approaching the situation with scientific curiosity or offering guidance to the young enthusiast, prominent figures in the cryptozoology world launched vicious public attacks. LeBlanc, observing this from the sidelines, found the community's response deeply troubling. Through a series of social media posts, LeBlanc made his position unmistakably clear. He expressed profound disappointment in how established researchers were treating a teenage newcomer, particularly one on the autism spectrum. The investigator emphasized that the field should be nurturing young talent, not publicly shaming aspiring researchers at the first sign of questionable evidence. LeBlanc elaborated on how this incident reflected broader problems in cryptozoology: the infighting, the rush to judgment, and the tendency toward public humiliation rather than constructive criticism. He noted that this toxic environment was driving serious researchers away from organized Bigfoot circles and toward independent study. Clearing the air about his departure. When speculation arose that LeBlanc might have been forced out by producers or co-stars, he quickly set the record straight. The decision to leave had been entirely his own, motivated by both the Barnett situation and a desire to spend more time with his family. He framed the departure as a positive choice, one that allowed him to focus on what truly mattered. LeBlanc's exit sent shockwaves through the Expedition Bigfoot fanbase. Many viewers credit him with bringing intellectual credibility and emotional authenticity to the show. His absence has led to noticeable changes in the program's dynamic, with some longtime fans arguing the series lost part of its soul when he left. The incident also sparked important conversations about ethics in cryptozoology. How should the field handle controversial claims? What responsibility do established researchers have toward newcomers? These questions remain unresolved as the community continues to grapple with its reputation for infighting and hostility. While LeBlanc hasn't completely ruled out a return to television, his current focus remains on independent research and family life. The door may not be permanently closed, but any potential comeback would likely require significant changes in how the cryptozoology community conducts itself. For now, LeBlanc's legacy on Expedition Bigfoot stands as a testament to what the show, and the search for Bigfoot itself, could be when approached with both passion and integrity. His departure serves as both a loss and a wake-up call, reminding us that the pursuit of mysterious creatures shouldn't come at the cost of basic human decency. For devoted fans of Expedition Bigfoot, Ronnie LeBlanc's absence continues to cast a long shadow over the series. While hope springs eternal among the show's passionate fanbase, a clear-eyed examination of the situation reveals numerous compelling reasons why LeBlanc's return is highly improbable. What began as wistful speculation has, with the passage of time, hardened into near certainty that one of the show's most beloved investigators has permanently moved on. But a final farewell. LeBlanc's exit from Expedition Bigfoot was never framed as temporary. Unlike typical reality TV departures where cast members might take a season off or leave the door open for future appearances, LeBlanc's statements at the time carried a distinct air of finality. His reasons for leaving were philosophical and ethical rather than logistical, stemming from profound disagreements with how the cryptozoology community conducts itself. When a departure is rooted in fundamental principles rather than scheduling conflicts or contract disputes, the chances of reconciliation diminish significantly. 2 years removed from his exit, there's been no indication that the issues prompting his departure have been resolved to his satisfaction. If anything, The cryptozoology field has continued along the same contentious path that drove LeBlanc away in the first place. At the heart of LeBlanc's exit was his dismay over the treatment of young researcher Daniel Lee Barnett. The public shaming of an autistic teenager by established figures in the Bigfoot community represented everything LeBlanc believed was wrong with the field. His subsequent criticism wasn't directed at Expedition Bigfoot specifically, but at the broader culture of cryptozoology that the show necessarily engages with. This creates an insurmountable hurdle for any potential return. Unless LeBlanc sees meaningful reform in how the cryptid research community handles controversy and newcomers, something that shows no signs of occurring, coming back would require him to compromise the very principles that prompted his departure. Given his continued work as an independent researcher, it's clear he's chosen integrity over a television platform. In the years since leaving, LeBlanc has maintained a conspicuous silence regarding Expedition Bigfoot. While he's remained active in cryptid research through books, lectures, and media appearances, he's shown no inclination to revisit his television work. This absence of even nostalgic references to the show suggests a clean break rather than a relationship on pause. Equally telling is the show's side of the equation. Producers have made no overtures about bringing LeBlanc back, and the series has continued without attempting to fill the LeBlanc-shaped hole in its lineup. This mutual moving on strongly implies both parties have accepted the separation as permanent. LeBlanc's post-Expedition Bigfoot career path has taken him in directions that make a return increasingly unlikely. His focus has shifted toward authorial pursuits. With 2 successful books to his name and likely more in the works, LeBlanc has established himself as a serious writer in the paranormal field. Academic-leaning research. His recent work emphasizes methodology and scholarship over the dramatic conventions of reality television. Selective media appearances. Rather than committing to a series, he's opted for guest expert roles that allow more control over his participation. This professional evolution suggests LeBlanc has outgrown the constraints and compromises inherent to long-form reality TV production. Beyond personal decisions, practical television production factors stack the odds against a return. Contractual complexities. After 2 years, renegotiating terms would be complicated. Narrative disruption. Reintroducing a former cast member often creates storytelling challenges. New dynamics established. The current team has developed its own chemistry without him. These aren't insurmountable obstacles for a determined production, but without strong motivation from both sides, they become prohibitive. While LeBlanc may never return to Expedition Bigfoot, his influence on the series and cryptozoology media endures. His seasons remain fan favorites, setting a benchmark for how to balance entertainment value with legitimate investigation. Perhaps his greatest contribution was demonstrating that it's possible to pursue the unknown with both open-minded curiosity and intellectual rigor. For viewers who still hope to see LeBlanc back in the field with the Expedition Bigfoot team, the painful truth is that this chapter appears definitively closed. The investigator has moved on to new challenges, leaving behind a legacy that continues to inspire, even in absentia. Do you think there's any scenario that could bring Ronnie LeBlanc back to Expedition Bigfoot? Or is it time for fans to fully embrace the show's new era? Share your thoughts below. As Expedition Bigfoot progresses through its 6th season with the quartet of Russell Accord, Mireya Mayer, Bryce Johnson, and newcomer Baiko Wright, viewers are slowly but surely adapting to the show's changed dynamic. While LeBlanc's absence was deeply felt in the immediate aftermath of his departure, the current team has begun winning over fans with their own unique chemistry and investigative approach. Social media buzz suggests that longtime viewers, though still nostalgic for LeBlanc's methodical presence, are embracing Wright's fresh perspective and the renewed energy he brings to the group. The show's continued strong ratings and active fan discussions prove that while LeBlanc's contributions remain respected, Expedition Bigfoot has successfully evolved into its next chapter, one where the focus has shifted to the team's collective strengths rather than any single investigator's legacy.